Hey guys, I wish you all a happy new year 2026. The year 2025 has been a big year for me. I made most of my content on my channel during this year, and I started my YouTube journey a little at the end of 2024, and I talked about a lot of things. So I started with my Game AI Mastery series. This was a huge course, and then I branched out to talking about Blender, talking about game development, game design in general, and then I created some tutorials and courses, for example the Tiny Village project, some RTS tutorials, camera tutorials, weapon system design, then my Artemis first person controller tutorial or course. Then I started realizing that maybe this YouTube game is not going to work for the kind of content that I have in mind. And recently this was confirmed to me because a lot of people who are working in different fields, for example in web development, have confirmed that making tutorials on YouTube is no longer a recipe for success, because now it's all about the algorithm and what the algorithm recommends. And most people are not going to click on your hour-long tutorial when a similar tutorial that lasts 2 minutes exists. And I'm not necessarily talking about the YouTube shorts. I'm talking about just short videos. People are not willing to click on long videos anymore. So instead of diving deep into a subject, most people prefer to watch 3-minute videos on something and perhaps use the AI to explain stuff, and that's fair enough. This is how the game of YouTube works right now, and I already talked about this in several videos. So at first I made an attempt to monetize the channel by using memberships and keeping most of my content free, but it didn't work, and then I took the decision to make most of my videos member only. And this is the path that I'm taking right now. I'm focusing more on my paid content, on my courses, and I see no reason to go back because honestly, I'm not seeing a lot of success on my free content, but I'm still going to release it. So for example, I have this slow motion effect, which is free. I have this tutorial, which is part of the Tiny Village project, which is free. And I'm also making this huge course. I started by calling it a mini course, but it's in fact a fully fledged course. This will be free on YouTube and on my Gumroad platform. Alright, enough about me. In this video, I really want to talk about you guys. I hope this new year will be an opportunity for you to take more initiative in your game dev journey. And if you're listening to this, it means that you are in the right place. My channel is all about making you guys better game developers, and I want to address some concerns that some of you guys have. I'm going to start with the basics. What is game development? For me, game development is about two different aspects. It's about making a good game and about selling that game. And I don't really have experience selling games because most of my career I worked on my own prototypes. I didn't really go into the direction of publishing games and selling them, and I mostly worked with other people on their games. So I have more experience on the technical side, on the game design and game development side, rather than the proper game marketing side. And one aspect that is always recurring to me is you guys need to take this seriously. Why do you have more respect for a heart surgeon than you do for a game developer? It takes maybe as much knowledge to become a game developer than it takes to become a heart surgeon. Yet it seems that most people are not taking this job seriously. I mean, even as a hobbyist, you have to be serious about this. You have to understand that this is real work, that you need to be really serious and try to practice what you learn, try to gather as much information as you can, and always be practicing, always be working on something. It's not enough to just know that something exists. It's not enough to watch a TV show, for example, Grey's Anatomy, to become a heart surgeon or a doctor. It's not enough. You have to practice it. You have to put yourself into some real experiences and put yourself into some uncomfortable situations, because you have to go out of your comfort zone. You have to stop thinking like a gamer, because I get a lot of comments like that of people saying that, why does this happen? Why does this take so long? I mean, yeah, it takes so long because it's a real job. It's not like being a gamer and playing a game, launching a game and just enjoying it. It's not about that. You have to really understand the mechanics behind things, and things will take a lot more than you expect. For example, here we have the first-person controller series. I mean, just to get some basic movements, it took us several months to get to a point where we have crouching, where we have a lot of interesting movements. And same thing for the other aspects of game development. It usually takes a lot longer to do things than you expect. And you have to be okay with this. You have to be comfortable with how long it takes and not let that distract you from your purpose, your goal. Your goal is to become stronger. Your goal is to put yourself into situations that challenge you, that take you out of your comfort zone. If game development is easy for you, then you're doing something wrong. That's how you should think about it. And by the way, this is a good segue for the next section, which is game development really that hard? And I get a lot of videos on my feed. So here I did a search. A lot of people are talking about game dev being hard and all that stuff. I mean, there are a lot of people who whine on YouTube. Oh my God, game dev is so hard. I have failed. I mean, you have to first define failure. What is failure for you? Is failure not selling $1 million copies? Is that failure for you? Then, I mean, in that case, you should be prepared to fail all the time. Now you have to put the right definitions on things. If you are still a beginner or even at an intermediate level, you have to understand that making a good game is a success. It's not a failure. Now, trying to sell it and failing, that's another thing entirely. But you have to be in the habit of making games, and whether they're perceived as good games or not, you have to do your best and just continue publishing one game after the other. This is a job. This is not something that is easy, that everyone can do. I mean, even if everyone has access to Unity or Unreal Engine or Godot, it doesn't mean that everyone will be very skilled at making games. I mean, the access is free and easy for everyone, but it's like these games who are easy to start but hard to master. It's the same thing for game dev. You have to stick with it. You have to put yourself in situations over and over again. And with time, you will learn how to do it. And most people on YouTube, I have the impression that most people on YouTube are talking about like the extreme case of building your own indie studio and trying to make games and trying to be your own publisher. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way. You can learn, for example, to make models in Blender. You can sell them online and you can work as a freelance 3D artist. That's also a path that you can take. You can also be a programmer and do the same thing and work with people, for example, on Fiverr and other platforms. And you can make games for other people and get paid doing so. And with time, perhaps you can develop enough experience to make your own games. But ultimately, it's just as hard as any other job and any other hobby. I mean, people who take the hobby of hunting or fishing, these people will never question the difficulty of such a hobby, because they like it. They enjoy that difficulty. They enjoy to learn about the different kind of fish, for example, the different kind of traps and perhaps rifles and scopes and all of that stuff. They enjoy taking this knowledge because it's their hobby and they never question. I mean, if you ask them, they will say, of course it's hard. I mean, it's a whole profession, but you're taking it from that playful side of, yeah, I just want to have fun. I just want to test my skills and see what I can do. And you have to kind of take the same mindset when you are making game dev. And as I said, if you're listening to this, then you are in the right place. I do my best to orient you towards the right knowledge that you should take. And I'm not saying that, I mean, in a lot of my videos, I'm never claiming that I'm like the expert on everything. In fact, a lot of my content has stemmed from comments from you guys, from people who watch my videos and think about other things that I didn't talk about, and then they comment on it, or they send me an email or talk with me on Discord. And yeah, I discover ideas for new content that way. and it's awesome. I mean, this has been possible thanks to you guys, thanks to a lot of you guys who have suggested ideas for videos and content. All right, so let this year be your opportunity to become a stronger game developer. And my goal is really to help you along that way. Game development is a lot about experimenting with stuff. It's about having an idea and trying to make it and failing and then scoping down. So you take the same idea and you reduce it somehow and you try again and you try to do it. And maybe you will fail again and again, but you never stop. I mean, you only fail at game development when you give up. That's the only way you're going to fail. But as long as you're there, you're perhaps reshaping your idea. Perhaps now you're not working on that amazing, ambitious game that you wanted to work on, but that's okay. That's actually how real game development is conducted. You're not supposed to work on your magnum opus right now. You're supposed to work on smaller games and build your confidence, build your skills, and then slowly inch your way towards more ambitious projects. And maybe one day you will be in a position where your ambitious game project is something that you've done 50 times before, and maybe you just need to combine different skills that you already have in order to achieve that. And yeah, why not hire other people and all that stuff? But it's about progress. It's about making progress. If you're making progress, then you are doing game development the proper way. So if I can leave you with a message in this video, it is this: don't give up. You only fail when you give up. If it gets too overwhelming for you, you can take a month or 2 months away from game development, then come back later. But you have to come back at some point. You have to say, okay, I tried this and it didn't work, and maybe I need to scale down my game idea and work on something less ambitious. And people have done it. Indie developers have worked on all kinds of crazy simulators, from power wash simulators, from house flipping simulators, from fast food simulators, and they're all over Steam. Making a successful game doesn't really mean making something that's technically very advanced. Sometimes just an interesting idea that inspires people is good enough to make an enjoyable game that will sell. So just think outside of the box and don't let anything stop you. And for my channel, I'm planning a lot more content to help you guys really answer some hard questions in game dev. And this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to look for the hard questions on the technical side, but also on the game design side. And maybe soon, when I start releasing my games as well, maybe I'll have some interesting insights for you guys also on the game marketing side. But yeah, I try to always go where it hurts the most, because when you go where you're already comfortable, then you're not going to learn much. You're not going to grow. You have to always think about the emotional labor that a situation will require. If you always choose situations with which you're comfortable, then you're not going to grow much. You have to put yourself in situations where maybe a project is a little bit outside of what you are able to do, and you need to stop and perhaps take some course to really build up your skills in order to achieve that project. You have to put yourself or work on projects that really push you out of your comfort zone. Maybe not too much. Maybe you don't want to go so far out of your comfort zone that you feel lost. That's not a good feeling either. So there is a fine balance between working on something that's a little bit harder for you to do, and yeah, you have to always try to do it like that and never stop. That's the main thing. If you never stop, I mean, if I'm talking about my channel, you have the Game AI Mastery course. I mean, I recommend everyone to take this. This is an incredible course where I talk about a lot of things, from game AI, from behavior tree systems, from third-person shooter mechanics. And then you have the Tiny Village project, which is all about making a colony simulator or a colony manager. Then you have the Artemis first-person controller course, in which we try to create something like Mirror's Edge with parkour mechanics, with jumping and all that stuff. Then if you are a complete beginner, you have my Unity crash course. So already on my channel, you have a lot of content to take and you can already apply what I'm talking about. If you take one course, then don't stop. Take the other one. Take all my videos, all my tutorials. I want you to get as much experience as you can. And in my videos and my courses, I'm presenting you all the experience that I have, everything that I've learned, and especially the mindset that I have. That's the most important aspect of my videos. That's what I'm trying to convey to you guys, because once you get the right mindset about like when you face a problem, what do you do? And I leave these parts in my videos. I never edit them out. So you can see me in a lot of situations face a problem and then try to think how to fix it. And sometimes I have a whole video trying to fix a problem. And with this, hopefully you get a sense of how to think about your problems. And if you're already at that stage, if you already have your own way to do things and fix problems, then you get the opportunity to discover how I do it, how I fix problems and how I face them and think about them. And hopefully this will inspire you in your own work, and perhaps you can combine my way of doing things with your own way. And perhaps if you are following another content creator, perhaps you can combine different ways of thinking and solving problems. Yeah, so never stop. This is the best way to become a great game developer over time. Keep going, keep taking tutorials, courses, keep making games, keep applying everything that you learn, because knowledge that's not applied is worthless. You have to apply it somehow so that it becomes like muscle memory, because knowledge that you don't apply is forgotten over time. In a few months, you will completely forget it. But if you apply it in your own project, then the chance that you forget it is very low. I want you guys to have a lot of practical knowledge. That way, when you are in a situation where things are not familiar to you, then you can fall back on everything that you've learned and use that to build those new game mechanics or new systems in your game. All right, Happy New Year, guys. I wish you all the best, you and your family and all your friends. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos.